Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name's Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
All right, as promised from a few weeks ago, I feel like I tapped my fingers like this and they thought I was going to do a drum roll, but there's no drum roll.
Okay, sorry.
I already told you guys
Fabulous.
we're doing this. I said, as promised from a few weeks ago, our Dead 7 review is here. We have seen Dead 7 before, but we rewatched it.
Bring it
in
closer
honor
to the
of
camera.
this.
Lydia has not seen Dead Zone.
And Lydia had not seen it before, so we made her watch it.
And it was
Here it is.
very entertaining.
And it is the movie that is made by Nick Carter.
It's another movie made by Nick. We already reviewed The Pendant, as well as Vampire Bird Serenade, which is the movie that Kevin was in. So if you haven't heard that already, go back and listen to that. And then continue on with our
So
Dead
do
7.
we want to do like a little background about how this movie came to be first, or
Then
do
a
we want to do our
synopsis?
other thing, or what do we? How do we want to frame this?
Yeah, let's do background, synopsis, our opinions.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so after Nick did The Pendant, he wanted to, which was in 2009, 2010, he still wanted to act and wanted to do another movie.
And right.
So he had started, he decided he was going to do an Indiegogo campaign, and he wanted to raise some money for this movie, right? Because movies are expensive to make, and a lot
And
of...
he doesn't have, big Hollywood studios giving him any money for this.
Mhm.
Shocking.
So he...
Shocking.
Based
I
on
know.
the script, I'm shocked.
Shocking.
So he decided he was going to do a thing called, it was a movie, and it was going to be called Evil Blessings. So he had this movie, he went up on Indiegogo, said, hey guys, can you sponsor me? And the sponsor packages ranged anywhere from I believe $5 was the minimum
Yep.
for a shout out on a website or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was $20 to $50, and you got a
No.
t-shirt. and things.
Incorrect.
I definitely did not pay more than $50.
Yes, but there was tiers up to
I'm telling you.
$1,000.
Yes, I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you were
So
saying
it started the very bare minimum was hey, I'll give you a shout on the thing. Then this one you got, I wanted to say a poster and a shirt, but then you got a thank you credit in the movie.
Yeah.
So that I got that one because that was the minimum that you could get that would give you a thank you credit. Then it moved on, and then it was whatever, and then you could pay this or whatever, and then up to a role in the movie was I believe $1,000.
I think it was $1,000
or something.
Oh.
And I was just ain't nobody got money for that, so that's not happening. He was able to raise, I had the page open. I want to say
He did over the amount
200,000?
that he wanted.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah, it
he
was over
wanted
the amount.
at least 80,000 or something. He ended up getting 200, which is great.
Because he sold the thing that sold the
Oh,
most.
the calls!
Yes.
Yes.
So for I think $250,
It was $250, I think.
my gut says it was $250, but it could have been more. He was gonna have I think a 5-minute Skype chat with you, one-on-one.
Yeah.
This was before Zoom times, obviously. And those sold oh my
Hotcakes.
god! As soon as he put it up, they immediately sold out, and then he just
I
kept
have the thing.
adding more.
Okay, Chinzia, would you like to go through that now?
Okay, so this campaign was in 2012. 2012
Okay.
was when it came out, okay?
He was using a MacBook 12.
Okay,
Tell me.
so the special thank you was $5. Then there was a downloadable postcard for $10. You got the film and a download for $20. You got a t-shirt and a film download for $30. $40 if you're international. Live video concert. I don't remember that. That was $45. The t-shirt, the film, and whatever was $60. 80. Then it kind of went up from there. Signed CD and a tweet was 100.
Ooh, got
Personal voicemail was 100.
Ooh.
A DVD, a signed poster, and credit was 150. Video call and something signed was 400.
Oh!
Okay, 400.
The
Damn.
Backstreet Pack, which he doesn't say what it is, was 1,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry. So the executive producer was $10,000.
Jesus.
No one claimed that. There were 6 available.
What?
If I click on this, if it'll tell me what it is. It doesn't
Not
say,
giving
but I'm
you
going to
10,000.
assume that the $1,000 one was the walk-on.
Yeah.
And there was 5 out of 10 of those were claimed. So 5 people got to go
Mm.
and be in this movie. So Oh, yep. Sorry, no, there were sold out perks too. So yes, they did have a video chat for $250. So you're
Yeah.
right. Ticket to the premiere was $1,000, and then a role in the film was $6,000. Sorry.
6,000.
So that's the one. So $6,000. Four people paid.
The $1,000 one was like,
Maybe an extra.
I was gonna say probably not like your face would be seen. You would just be part of a mob. And then I think the $6,000 one was, you were saying like that girl is a fan. Like you actually saw their face and they were like
Yes.
part of the
Jocelyn was
movie.
in it too.
Oh, was she?
That
Oh.
the lady with like the pearls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
She paid $6,000?
Oh,
Apparently.
girl. So. Anyway, so it was originally a flexible one. It was set at like 113,000. He ended up making 207,000, almost 208,000 Canadian. So, which was cool. Everything was going well. It was supposed to be about 3 friends who go up to the mountains to hunt, but soon discover they are the ones being hunted by an ancient family of evil. So here is the t-shirt. I only ordered 1, but I got 2, and I was like, oh, that's fine. So
Hooray!
I don't know if you can see that, but there it is, Evil Blessings.
I can put it closer if you would like.
That
So, yeah.
synopsis
So
sounds much
essentially,
better than what we
you can
got.
see there's 3 friends, there's some
Yeah.
weird
There's
creature,
also- yeah.
and it says, join the family. So you're like,
Dun, dun,
whoa.
dun.
Oh, right there. I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
So yeah, so that is what happened. So everybody got their stuff. Some people still have not gotten their phone calls, but
What?
a lot of it
Things
was
took too
timing
long.
I
issues.
think he
and things.
over-promised what he
He
could do.
sold
Because
a
as I was
lot.
saying, he put up this thing about the one-on-one Skype calls, and they sold out immediately.
He
and
sold
then he just
200 of them.
kept adding more. And I think it was his eyes were bigger than his stomach, so to
And-
speak. And he could not commit to calling 200 people in the time.
And
that,
trying to
you know,
organize everybody's time too, because I believe he was also on tour.
Yeah, he was.
And
so,
this
so
was
the video
like-
call, he sold 2 of those. That was the $400 one. So the
I certainly hope
What's the
they called.
difference though between the Skype and that one?
one-on-one video call was $250, and then the other one, oh, video call plus sign something. So you got
Oh,
something
okay.
as well.
So it was the same thing.
Yeah.
And based on, it's 2020, they did the looped calls this year, and like how awkward sometimes the 45-second ones
Yeah.
were that he did. I can't imagine how weird some of those like 5-minute calls were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I guess.
so that was a thing. So everything was going well, and they had a script, and they were getting ready to do this. But then the movie was cursed because the director died.
Well, on the phone with Nick Carter.
I feel like I read that somewhere. I can't find it right now.
Yeah, Nick did an interview about this.
He did some sort of interview where he was like, I was talking to the guy, and then he died. And we're like, okay.
Oh, God.
So,
You think they
Go
would have
Google it
continued?
now. People
no,
will
I'm not.
find
There's
it.
nothing there. Anyways, he died. So in 2012, there was a video. People were like, "We want our money back," blah blah blah. And he's like, "The guy died. No, we sent out all the stuff. So, but we're gonna use this money towards another project, and that project is called Dead West. Is what they decided. It was going
Yes.
to be a zombie western movie.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they just continue with their original plan?
I don't know.
He
if,
just felt like it wasn't. I remember him saying, I feel like he was such a part of the process and it didn't feel right to continue on without him and blah, blah, blah.
So this
Okay.
is literally the only thing, this and a couple of posters, is the only memories people have of Evil Blessings.
If you
Okay,
ask
'cause,
my opinion,
Yeah.
It probably...
it's Nick. And
I
Nick
know.
is an Aquarius and he gets bored very easily.
I know, but that synopsis sounded like it would have been a good film.
And he might come back to this again in the future sometime. But maybe there was some sort of legal things. Maybe the dead guy wrote some of it. Maybe they couldn't. There's so many things we don't know.
Yeah,
right?
good point. Good point.
So then Dead West. And he first talked about Dead West when we were at the Nick Lunch in Toronto.
I don't think that was the first time he talked
he
about
was
it,
talking
but he
about
talked
it,
about it.
and he was getting ready to do that. So they had some money, whatever. He's like, I've been getting some boy banders on it. Great. Then something happened. I don't know. But then eventually, instead of being an independent project, the people, Asylum, I want to say their name is,
Yep.
who do Sharknado, heard about this project. And they said, we'll help back this project and do this.
That's nice.
We make it whatever. So then it changed from Dead West to Dead 7. So Nick wrote this, and then they're trying to make it campy, I think.
I think the Asylum people, when they took over, were like, if we're going to put our name on this, we are changing some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they decided to change it to Dead 7 instead of Dead West. And they did like
focus on 7 characters,
Mhm.
essentially.
yeah, they decided to make it a little more campy than I think it was. Like, it's supposed to be kind of funny now.
But I feel like they
Um,
played it straight, though, instead of trying
But that's
to,
part of
the
like
campiness.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you've watched Sharknado,
I
it's
have
exactly
not.
the same. They're not like womp womp like
Mm.
telling a joke. Like they play it straight and it's just like
Then
meant
there's, like,
to be
sharks coming
funny.
at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, there are additional characters of other boy banders that are in this movie. So obviously we have Nick Carter, who is one of our
But
main
he's not the
characters.
first character. Do it in order.
Jeff Timmons is the first one who shows up from
Yes.
98 Degrees, and he plays Billy. So he's kind of the main character, and his girlfriend Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
She got big titties.
She does have very large tits.
So
yes,
she's like
that's
Laura
correct.
Croft vibes, but okay.
I can't remember what her name is, but whatever. it's
Carrie something?
fine.
Underwood?
No.
Kind of looks like
Sorry.
it could have been her.
Sorry, I had the thing. Oh, sorry. Do you want me to do the plot summary? or do you
Yes,
want me to-
please.
Okay, so the plot summary, according to IMDb, is a post-apocalyptic western that follows a group of gunslingers as they look to rid a small town of a zombie plague, starring Nick Carter, Carrie Keegan, Joey Fatone, and AJ McClain.
Ouch, Jeff Timmons. Ouch.
Okay, so Jeff
Not a
Timmons
star in the.
Mhm.
plays Billy, and that is Daisy's boyfriend. Then we also have Joey Fatone plays Whiskey Joe.
Very fun.
We have AJ who plays Johnny Vermillion.
Wait, he's not in the 7.
He's not in the 7, no. So the 7 are, hold on,
She's getting sidetracked. It's okay.
I don't know who the 7 are.
Ah!
There's two
Jeff
people.
Timmons is Billy. Carrie Keegan is Daisy
Daisy.
Jane. She's the second one. The third one is Whiskey Joe. That's Joey Fatone. Then
Yep.
he gets Vaquero. That's Howie D.
Yes,
Yeah.
From the
Vaquero.
Backstreet
Vaquero,
Boys.
yes.
Then Vaquero gets Komodo. That's Eric Michael Estrada
The samurai.
from O-Town. And so then these 5 guys all are plus Daisy, sorry, 4 guys plus Daisy Jane are all like, we're gonna Chris Kirkpatrick, who's the mayor of the town,
Mayor Sheldon.
and who's the guy?
And then they also...
The sheriff.
And then obviously Nick. Is
Who's the sheriff?
John
John Cicada.
John Cicada.
Cicada, whatever.
John Cicada
Whatever.
is the sheriff,
Potato,
and they're
potato.
all like, "You 5 people need to kill." What's her name?
Apocalypta.
Apocalypta, yes.
Who is Deborah Wilson, who I believe
Yes.
is from SNL.
Yes.
She is a very scary,
She's
intense
great.
She's really
character.
good in this.
She is
movie.
definitely the best actor in this
Well,
movie.
she's
Correct.
probably the only
She's-
professional.
that is correct, yes.
Anyway,
Well,
Probably.
her titties might be
her
professional.
and her.
Wasn't she on The Walking Dead? I think she was on The Walking Dead. No.
I don't know, but she was wonderful.
Anyways,
Okay.
and then AJ is Apocalypta's little like henchman.
He did really good though.
Vermillion.
in this
Johnny
role.
yes,
yes,
he
so-
was probably one of the MVPs of the boy banding.
Yes.
Okay, so then these 5 guys are like, "Oh, we don't know how to get up the mountain." Blah blah blah. So then Daisy Jane's like, "We should call your brother" to Billy, and Billy's like, "My brother's a dick." And then
Writes a letter
she,
to him.
She writes a letter to him anyways because she's like, "Fuck you, Billy." And then
We need all the help we
she
can
writes
get.
the letter, and then she has to pay a bunch of teeth to send the
Okay,
letter.
No,
so
the
that's
ring.
the currency. The currency is copperhead teeth. So the thing is, they do not call them zombies at all in this movie.
Yes, even though they are.
They are clearly zombies. They are called copperheads because they go into the mines and
The copper mines.
it started by the miners were the first people to get infected. So the copper dust on their helmets made them copperheads.
So it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic world.
Mhm.
There's a
Anyways,
couple of outfits that you don't know what time frame we're in.
Lydia was really pissed
I was
about
really
a lot
mad
of
about
things.
that.
She'll get into that
I
later.
will. I have a list.
Anyways,
I would
so
think
then
out of all the boys, Jeff Timmons has the most like modern man look, and everybody
Yeah.
else kind of has more like a
Western.
weird.
cowboy
Western, yeah.
like western, except for Eric Michael Estrada.
Tell us the rest of the story.
Sorry, get to the rest of the story. So
Yes.
then she pays some teeth and she sends this letter.
No, the
And
ring.
then-
She gives him a ring.
The
She didn't
ring.
have any
Oh
teeth.
right, she didn't
didn't
have
have
any
teeth.
teeth. She has to give her engagement ring or something, whatever that ring is.
Yeah.
So then they send a letter, and then the brother is Nick Carter, who is Jack. So then they're like, "Oh, he's not gonna come. He's a dick." Blah blah blah. And then they're
all at
getting
the bar.
attacked by a bunch of these zombies in the bar. where Dan Miller is the bartender, and then randomly they're playing lines and circles in the
That's so
background.
funny.
It's
which
hilarious
was
because we never picked that up the first
few times, and
Yeah.
we're just like,
And
what?
it's like, that's lines and circles. I was like, it is lines and circles.
Yeah.
Like,
It is.
good
And
job.
then there's a bunch of zombies there, and copperheads. And then Nick comes and he's like, boom, 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 and then he kills them all. And then they're just like, oh, you're actually here. What
And
the
they're
hell?
like, what was it?
And John Cicada gets infected, right?
I'm pretty sure.
The mayor?
No, he was the sheriff. So
Yes,
he was the
does.
one who tried to get them together to go get Apocalyptica.
Yes.
Then and then the guy from Everclear.
He's a bad guy though.
He comes in, he's sitting at the bar, he gets kicked out of the bar because he's not part of the chosen ones, like, screw you guys. Goes out, becomes a zombie, comes back in and gets shot, and then Whiskey Joe's like, oh, I guess he really wanted to come back into the bar. And we're like,
Joey Fatone's pretty good. in
Yeah,
that,
he's
too.
good in that.
Anyways, so then Nick comes and they're just like, ugh, so then he's the
too.
sixth
Nice of you to
person.
finally show up.
And then they're like, oh, blah, 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 something about they need to know about something.
how to get up to this mountain.
Something about tracking.
Yes.
And then he's like, we need to get, what's her name?
Serene.
I would keep wanting to say Saoirse because that's the kid's name.
Serene, I want to
Serene. And then that's Lauren, who is Nick's wife. She's
say.
Serene.
In real life.
In real life. She's not in the
Yeah.
movie. They kind of maybe have some sexual tension in the movie. But
And there's
it's-
some cultural appropriation.
there's some weird cultural
But I
appropriation.
don't think she's supposed to be indigenous.
Yeah.
Even the Eric stuff
Yeah.
is kind
Okay,
of...
well,
No,
Yes,
no,
the
there's a lot
Eric
of cultural appropriation.
And-
Okay.
And maybe this was before that
This
time.
was
Yeah, it was
4 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, then yeah, okay, all right, no comment. All right.
But no, some of the Serene stuff is kind of like awkward. Anyways,
Chris is the sheriff.
yes,
I know he is the mayor, Mayor Shelby. So he's
The
there.
one-eyed mayor.
He is the one-eyed mayor because at one point, one of
Oh, that was a good quote.
AJ gets like put in jail.
at the near the beginning
Near
of the,
the
movie,
beginning.
they catch him.
Jacob from O Town is so it goes like Apocalypta
Is the
is
evil
the
lady.
main lady who changes all the copperheads and whatever. AJ is her number one guy. And then AJ's assistant is Jacob, who has like a weird scar on his face,
Yes.
drives a truck.
I don't think he actually has any lines. He's
he
just like
breaks
around.
AJ out of jail because
Yeah.
AJ gets because when all the copperheads come and they're just like and they're like, what the hell, Johnny Vermillion, go to jail. And he's like whatever, Mayor Shelby, da 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 da, Apocalyptica took your eye because you're an
You
idiot.
keep
And then,
calling her Apocalyptica.
I
Yes,
don't even know what it means.
Apocalypta.
Okay. Anyways, and then Chris goes, she took my eye, but she took your balls. And
That was a good one. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh,
yeah, so then that happens and he gets broken out of jail and whatever. So then that's why
The
Johnson-
jail that's literally made of like cardboard
Cardboard.
boxes. like...
and then there's a little kid and then John Cicada kills the kid or no,
No,
Johnny
but-
Vermillion infects the kid. Like
Yes.
there's just a lot of like
And I think one thing that I picked up on this time. Well, anyways, we're getting into details.
Sorry.
Let's continue with the summary.
Sorry.
thank you.
So then Nick's like, we gotta get this Serene girl. So then they go and they find her, and then
she finds them.
does she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
We don't find her, she finds
finds
you.
you.
So
Yes.
then she just shows up.
Yes,
Yes.
it
Okay.
saves them.
Oh right, because Nick's about to get killed, and then she comes with her little axe
Like-
thing,
It's like a weird little what is that, a
Scythe.
Scythe?
and then she's like, "You should be more careful," and I'm just like, "Okay, weird." Anyways, then they're like,
Then she just hops in the Jeep and they're like, who's this? Oh, don't worry. We're good.
Yeah.
So then they're
Jack
like,
knows who it is.
Is
They're
that
like-
when they get split up as well?
yeah. So then they
Yes.
go to this place where there's like a bunch of zombies, and then they're like,
Because they're
"We
trying
should
to get ammo.
yeah,
that's
they
it.
need more ammo. So they're like, oh, we're gonna go to this place. And then Whiskey Joe and Vakiro and Komodo are all like, they're like, we should split up. And those three are like, no, this is a terrible idea. And they're like, yes, don't
You
worry.
three go there.
You
it's
three
fine.
go that way, and we're gonna go this way. And they're all like, okay. So they're just like, what the hell? We don't know what's going
Joey's
on.
just drunk. He's just
They're
doing
like
his thing.
looking in a train, and then the other four are like being dramatic and being like, and then Billy's like, Jack's such a dick. I don't know why we're following him. Blah blah blah.
And then
There's no
Jesus, like-
ammo here. And whatever. And then it turns out that all the
It was an
zombies
ambush.
that they think are
Oh, because
dead.
it looks like they're all dead. They're like, oh, they've already been killed, even though there's
In
no
the
additional
train.
blood.
Yeah, and then all the zombies wake up because they were just faking it. And then they're like,
Fucking
oh,
zombies.
and there's a lot of killing.
Yes.
And then they eventually all escape. but now they can't find each other, and their little walkie-talkies aren't working anymore.
And then those four just hop in the car and
they're
take
just like,
off.
oh, screw those three, they'll find us eventually.
Like, okay, what's going on?
So then,
when they go to the bordello.
yes, so then the three, Whiskey Joe and Vaquero and Komodo, are just like, we should try to find the other four, and the other four are just like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
And then,
They're gone, oh well.
so then they're looking for them, and then they randomly stumble upon a brothel.
Eric's
And Eric's girlfriend in the movie,
She's
Komodo's girlfriend in the movie, who was a hooker, is working there. And then he's like, we should stop in here because she said that there would be like supplies here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, okay, cool.
And then Whiskey Joe's like, yeah, sniffing shit, and you're just like, what is
and then
going on?
Howie's like, ooh la la. Not Howie,
gross.
sorry, Vaquero and his ever-changing accent.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
there's so many good things. Like
Oh my god.
so then they go in, and then like, long story short, it's a trap. And so
It's a trap.
It's a trap. So then Howie ends up getting turned into
Vaquero.
a zombie, and then
They lead her into the basement. This girl's on a bed. She bites him. He's like, "Oh, it's a trap! Get in!"
And
there."
it was like a large lady.
It
I'm
was
just
a
like,
large
that's
lady.
nice. That okay. To be fair, there's been a lot of females, even like the zombie females. I'm just like, that was a good
good
representation.
female representation.
Yes.
So they run out. Whiskey Joe's like, "I'm trying to get laid here," and they're just like, "We're turning into zombies." Oh crap!
So then they have to kill
And then
him.
Eric and the girlfriend's like, "Oh, I didn't know what's going on in here."
Yes,
Mhm.
she also has big tits.
Yes.
Anyways, so then they have
She's
to
literally
kill.
wearing just
sex
like
cells.
scraps of cloth. I don't understand.
She's
So
wearing a
serene,
corset.
yeah,
that's true.
Anyways, so then they kill Howie, and you're like, no, Vaquero, it's dead.
The accents are good.
So then now Komodo and Whiskey Joe keep going with the girl, and then the other four are just like, oh man, we're getting close, and they like,
We're at a mine. Let's go in this mine for the night. And this is like super ass fancy, like with the
yeah,
Like a vent. I'm just
Oh my
like,
God.
this is crazy.
And then Serene says the story that she was trained by her grandmother because her grandfather was one of the first copperheads. And then she learned.
she explains all the thing.
She also talks. They pass this thing with like a sky burial, so that's like this body who's like caught in a trap. And then they're like, what the heck? And they're like, the zombies are just hungry. So the copperheads are hungry. So then the copperheads come, and then when they're all together, then she lets them shoot. So I was just like, I'm not sure if she's pro copperheads or against copperheads.
She kind of was like, oh, they're misunderstood because they're just starving, and
But
blah,
now
blah, blah.
you may shoot them because they're all together.
Well, they're gonna kill you. It's kill or
Yeah.
be killed.
Yes.
Anyways, so then they go up. They get.
Oh, and then there's a bunch of back and forth.
They
where,
eventually get to the top, and then they realize that Apocalypta and them are not there because they've already taken all their crazy zombies and gone to the town to kill
Did
everyone.
Billy already get taken at that point?
Oh, right. When they're up
Yeah.
there, then Billy gets killed.
Yes.
So-
Not Billy, sorry. Daisy Jane gets killed up there.
Yeah, that
But
was
I thought
sad.
they kidnapped Billy. Oh,
They kidnap
yes.
Billy when they're walking up there.
And
And,
they're just
the
like-
three just like keep walking.
Yeah.
Billy and Daisy Jane just made out and were holding hands or whatever, and then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I gotta tie my shoe," and he's like, "Whoop."
And then
And
they're
they're
all
like-
just like, la la la. And then,
Yeah.
and then after
go?
like so long, they're like, oh, where the hell's Billy? And then they're just like calling for him. And then they
Here, Billy.
realize that he got
Suspend
somehow
disbelief there.
they realize he got kidnapped, and they go to rescue him. But then Daisy Jane gets killed,
because he's in the cage. So then she goes to go, and then they kill her.
and then
He gets
Jack
out.
gets him out because
He's
he
like, "You're my
shoots the
brother.
lock.
It's okay."
He shoots the lock,
Yes.
and then gets him out. And then he's like, ugh. So
We
then
gotta go back to the town.
they realize that they're at the town. So then Jack and Billy and Serene go to the town, and then shockingly somehow Whiskey Joe and Komodo and his girlfriend know to be there.
Well,
I
it's
don't
probably because they're on foot and they really can't travel that far. So they're
Oh
like,
yeah, the
might
other
as well go
four
back.
steal horses
Yeah,
at
they
one
got
point.
horses.
Yes.
They just randomly steal horses, and we're like,
Sure. Okay.
They're
They're
like,
taking
"Where are we
out,
getting
they're
all the
taking
gasoline
out
for this
tea from
Jeep?"
that one
I
guy.
know.
They're
Yes,
taking out
they
tea
had a
from that one
Jeep
guy.
for a long time, and then Lydia's like, where the hell are they getting gasoline from? Anyways, so then they all end up at the town, and then Chris is there, and he's like, not in my town. And then they shoot his kneecaps out,
AJ
Yeah.
shoots the knees.
and then they shoot
So
him
he
in the
dies.
head,
Yes.
and then he's dead. And then all these guys come out, and they're like, pew, 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 pew. And there's a lot of fighting scenes. And long story short, At that point,
Oh.
everyone dies.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
all get bitten by zombies. So Whiskey Joe has this whole thing about how he has a blood. What is that thing called?
Flask.
So he has the whiskey in
So
one
he's
and the
like-
blood in the other.
If
And the-
I ever get turned, I'll smell the blood. And then when I open this, it's attached to a bomb.
In my
so
jacket.
it will blow me up. So then that
Explosions.
Mhm.
and then Eric and his girlfriend gets bit, and then he
Says
kisses her.
goodbye
He's like, no,
by
and he
kissing
kisses her because she's
What an
turning.
idiot!
And then, like an
She bites
idiot,
him.
she bites him, and then he's like, oh shit. So then he has to stab her and then stab himself. And then
Oh my god.
And then all the zombies come.
Billy gets killed somehow. I don't even remember.
I believe it.
Okay, what do we got?
He gets shot. Oh, he jumps in from the bullet
Oh,
for
yes.
Serene.
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
And
you're
then
right.
Jack is like, no, my brother! And he kisses him on the forehead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
They hug as well.
then he's fighting a lot of zombies, and then he finally kills Apocalypta, and then he's like relaxing as the zombies eat her, and then a little kid zombie comes.
Yes.
The
And
little
she bites
shit.
him on the leg, and you're
Yeah.
like, God damn it, Jack. Like, you let your guard down for 1 second, and the
Yeah.
little
Friggin'
kid comes
kids,
and
man.
takes
Come
you out.
on, little
I
kid.
know. I know.
So then Serene comes, and she's like, oh, you fucking idiot, and she just hands him a
You
gun.
gotta kill yourself.
And he kills himself. I think someone killed AJ at one point. They chopped off his head and
Yes.
it rolled.
I think so.
Yes, yeah.
I can't remember
So
who
the
killed
only
him.
person who walked away from this.
Serene.
Serene. Oh, the zombies start attacking AJ, which is bizarre. And then Eric chops AJ's head off, pisses off women. I
Okay.
don't really know what that
Okay, I
means.
don't know what that
Can't
is.
read her own writing.
So
Okay.
apparently it's Komodo that chops off
Nick,
AJ's.
Nick kisses Jeff when he's dead.
The forehead, yes.
Deb bites Nick.
So then, and then Serene gives Nick the sky burial.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
Nick, Jack, sorry.
And then
And that's
in the
end.
beginning and the end, there's a very Bella from Twilight voiceover that is
Mm.
voiced by Nick.
Yes.
So I have that. I also would like to point out that when Howie died, Joey took out his harmonica and played.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No.
He played Amazing
Saying
Grace.
goodbye. Yes.
And then he kills
Thank
Howie.
you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Kiss that cave.
So I think that pretty much is the synopsis of the
Yes.
story.
So
That's
now
great.
let's give our thoughts.
There was a couple of other parts.
Let Shinzia go first.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
This is a podcast. Remember.
Oh, and then when Chris is like talking, he's like, "No, I want I want to kill them dead, and I mean the kind of dead that you don't come back from, because like they're coming back as zombies."
Aha.
Shout out to John Cicada's button chops
Ew,
that
they
were
were awful.
very large
And
and
coming off his
falling
face.
off of his
Tiny
That was
falling off his face.
face many
Yeah.
times.
Someone forgot to glue those on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lines and circles. Okay, I didn't see Trevor. I know Trevor is in this movie, and I feel like I've seen him before.
I didn't see him,
but I feel like
either.
he's a quick flash, so I don't know.
Tell us if you know where Trevor is.
I don't.
Leave us a
In the
comment.
comments below, down below.
Oh, and then there's this like Eric love scene with
Big tits.
big whatever her name is, and they're like kissing, and then this zombie's like so he like stabs the zombie, and then they're talking some more, and the zombie's like and then they hit, then whatever, and then they like step on the zombie, and it's just like
Stupid.
it just like kept going, like every time they'd be like, oh I love you, like so yeah, so
it
there was
dumb.
that.
It was dumb.
Gasoline and horses.
Gasoline and horses.
I don't know. Oh, then Dad walked into the room and said, "What the fuck is the matter with these guys?"
Oh God.
It's Shinzia's or Sophia's
Crazy
phone.
Town guy was also in it.
Yes.
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 Come,
and
my
then,
lady.
so he was trying to become like part of the team, and then Deborah Wilson's like, "Sure,
Not the
kill
team.
you."
The bad guy.
The
team.
bad guy,
bad guy
team. So
team.
she kills him immediately, and AJ's like, "Oh, sorry, dude." And I feel like that's the most of my shit was.
What
already
are
said.
your thoughts?
I actually kind of enjoyed it. Not that I hate zombie movies, I hate westerns. I normally would fall asleep during this, but I appreciated all the little boy bands in there. So that's
And you said that they were filming, and you could have gone. Because you
this
brought
is
that up
still,
like 17 times.
This is still
And it's
like
like
my
Diane's
big.
fault.
I feel like we've talked about it on the podcast.
Okay,
before,
here's
too.
the thing. They just kept adding. I feel like I feel like when they started shooting this movie, they didn't have everyone, and they just kept adding people. And they're like, so and so's here now.
I think the main four at the beginning were like Nick, AJ, Howie, and Joey, and
Yes.
Jeff. Like you knew those five were going to be in it, and I think Lauren probably. But then it was like they added the O-Town people, and Shinzia was like, "Oh my god, all of O-Town is there."
And then
And like
added
you got
Chris.
Joey, and then you got Jeff, you
and
got
then they
the
added
Backstreet-
Chris, and I
Yeah,
was
and
just
then-
like, God.
When they added Chris, I literally thought she was gonna
I
drive
was
there.
I was literally crying, and I was just like, as long as they don't add John Knight, because at this point I actually still really like John Knight. I was just like, then we're good. But then they're like, oh, we're looking, if you want to be a zombie, come on down. And we're like, so, but they were filming in Butte, Montana, which is a 14-hour drive.
from
So
here.
if they had done this like
A
2
week
weeks
earlier.
earlier,
Yeah.
I would have 100% been able to convince Diane. But because the time that they were filming it was when Diane had to set up back to school, she couldn't go. So I was like even looking up flights. Surprisingly, there's no like airport there.
What?
And then like you could fly to Calgary and then drive down, but that was going to be $1,000. Like it was not good. But meanwhile, O-Town's like, hey guys, we're at Lone Star Texas Grill. Come join us. We're here right now on 57th Street. So they're like literally telling you every day where they are and stuff.
Aw.
So that was like pure torture for me. And I was just like, I just want to go. But I did not want to drive 14 hours by myself. So yes. And that is my one. So
All right.
anyways, I would definitely not say it's my favorite movie, but out of the 3 movies that we watched, it would be my favorite out of those 3. And yeah, so zombies are not sexy creatures.
No,
okay,
it's alright.
like I don't know.
No, I don't get that vibe. I don't get it.
It was okay. It was entertaining, and I would be happy to see these guys again. And the best part that I think about this is that this actually got Nick into conventions. So
Got a
like
lot of them into conventions.
yeah, pretty
Yes.
much, because like most of these conventions are like Walking Dead conventions or things like that. So they didn't really have a reason to be there. So now that they were in this like movie about
Movie.
this western
movie.
movie, like a sci-fi type
Look, there's a DVD.
zombie movie.
Yeah.
It's
It's in a
actual,
case.
It's a real DVD case.
that way it kind of gave them an in to go to these things, because even when we go to like Walking Dead conventions and they're there, everyone's like, what's Nick Carter doing here, blah blah blah, and then they're like, oh, he's in a zombie movie, okay, cool. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I appreciate that aspect
Get some
of
street
it.
cred.
And I appreciate that Chris was in it, because at this time Chris was not doing a lot
The
of
infamous
things.
story of when Shinzia cried when she saw Chris at the first convention that we went to, and then she was like, I need to go talk to Nick to calm down.
And then everyone's like, you need to talk to Nick to calm him down from Chris. And I was just like,
and then she literally was like, thank you for putting Chris in the movie.
no, that was Sophia. That was
Yeah.
Sophia. Nick, we just like to, Shinzia would like to thank you for putting Chris in the movie. And then she starts laughing and Nick's looking at me like I have 3 heads. And I was just like, thank you, sir, for bringing him out of obscurity. So it was good
Oh
times.
my god. He
Sophia,
appreciated it.
what
Yes.
were your thoughts?
My thoughts were Dead 7 is way better than The Pendant, obviously, which doesn't say much, but
No.
It's way better than Vampire Birds.
it's
Jesus.
definitely way better than that
Yeah.
movie. That one is like the lowest
Of the
you can
low.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed AJ's character. He did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey Joe was pretty great, very funny. What else? Here, okay, these
Yeah,
are my
you
notes.
know,
Yeah, you have
definitely
I
notes.
do have notes. Okay. Howie's accents were hilarious.
Oh my god, they're too much.
The best was like when he actually went to like his regular voice,
Like,
after having
why
that
didn't
many
he just
accents.
stick with that?
Oh
They
my
literally, when we were at that first convention, there was like a Q&A.
hilarious. Oh my god.
And Howie was not there. It was just Nick, AJ, Joey, and Chris. And so they're there, and they were like talking about the movie. This was like very
One
shortly
of
after
them
the
flew
movie
away.
came out.
Who was?
Joey left early.
Joey,
yeah.
So actually, at this
Is
point,
that the
it's
one
just
where they didn't pay them?
No,
No,
that's
no,
Rewind
that was
Con.
later.
Oh, okay.
That was the one where they promised just a whole bunch of things that did not exist.
So the movie had very recently come out at this point, and so it was like obviously fresh in their minds, and they were like, you know, they're like, we got there and we're like, whatever, and Howie's like, you know, practicing his lines, and he was like, guys, should I like do this accent? And they're like, oh, let's hear it, right? And then they're like, he did the accent, and we were like, absolutely not, do not do that. And then they were just like, he just did it anyways, but then it like faded in and out as he was like,
This is regular voice. Sometimes he's like, "Hey, I mean Mexican
Oh
man,"
my god,
And then
it
it
was
was too much.
and it's just like,
So that part was very entertaining.
yeah,
Howie.
Good old Howie.
I'm pretty sure Chris at one point he's like, yeah, 16 different accents. Sometimes it sounds Chinese. Sometimes it sounds.
Oh, my other favorite Chris thing about this movie is they prepped ahead of time, right? So they got a script or whatever. So he was like, okay, I got my lines. Da, da, da. So he gets there, he's all ready to film and being all professional. They're like, yeah, no, throw that away. We've changed the script entirely. He's like, what? He's like, but I prefer that. And they were just giving him random scenes. So it wasn't until Chris was actually watching the movie that he knew what happened.
Oh my god.
So he didn't know if he was a good guy or a bad guy.
Who killed him. He
Oh my
didn't know,
God.
like, if he was, like, a good guy or a bad guy. Like, he didn't know these things until he
Damn.
watched the movie. And still wasn't 100% sure. Sorry, back to your...
Yes. So, as I was watching the movie again, I was mostly watching Lydia's reaction.
Oh my
because it was
God.
very entertaining.
Oh
so
my
I'm just
God.
gonna read out what I wrote about
Oh
this.
Jesus. Okay. Okay.
All right. Lydia's reaction, the first few minutes are great. The facial expressions alone are fantastic.
Oh my
I
God.
wish we had a camera on her the whole time.
Oh my
Because it was
god.
great. Like, she was like, I don't know what's happening. Why is this happening? These kind yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
That was pretty good. And then Chinzia's reaction when Chris came on the screen was pretty funny as
Crying.
I don't...
She didn't
wasn't
cry,
crying.
but her face lit up right away. Like
Oh my God.
But she already knew that he was going to be on
I
there,
believe
'cause we've
actually
seen
at
this.
one point, because there was a
Good.
lot of yelling and screaming during this movie, that she was like, "Shh, my husband is speaking."
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she did say that.
Yes, yes. Lydia's reaction to the kissing scene is also pretty funny. I believe the quote
Was
is,
this the Jeff kissing scene?
yes.
Okay.
Why is this necessary?
Oh no,
Yeah.
this was the Eric kissing.
Oh,
scene
yeah,
I was
sorry,
gonna
the
say.
Eric, yes.
Yeah, that was dumb.
This is not necessary.
It's true.
That was
It was
very
just
true.
a random plot.
Yes.
I don't know.
It was dumb.
And then Vaquero. Oh, sorry. And then they kill a copperhead together, and then you were like, "Why do they do that?"
Yeah, it was dumb.
That was dumb,
That was
yeah.
a dumb moment, yeah.
And then you already said about
Yep.
your dad.
That was funny.
And
Dad always has
then
some good
Lydia's
cameos.
reaction when Howie died or Howie got bitten was pretty funny as well.
Mm.
You're like, why would he go there?
Oh yeah, because she's like, come to the basement. I was like, you're so dumb. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, so you gotta like
And he was like, don't go to the
suspend.
basement.
You gotta suspend
There was a
disbelief
lot
there.
of Lydia being like, "Why don't they shut the door?" Like,
Yeah.
So you left the gate open? No wonder they
Yeah,
came
yeah.
in.
It's true.
So there's not a lot of common sense with these characters,
Agreed.
but I don't think that's part of the plot anyways.
Yeah, I
or then the
guess,
movie
I
would be
guess.
done.
Like Diane was saying, stop trying to apply logic.
yes.
All right.
Yes.
we don't know where they got the gasoline from. We
Yeah,
don't
it just
know.
makes no sense.
They
It makes
needed
no
to get
sense.
ammo. They never got ammo,
They
and
never
then
did.
somehow they had unlimited ammo
Thank
at the
you.
end.
Yes, I
Like-
hated that. It
Yes.
was so dumb.
What else? Oh, when they got the horses,
Oh, I
you
was
said
losing
this
it.
is so stupid.
This is so stupid.
Why?
It was a weird mix of eclectic. Are you Western or are you post-apocalyptic or are you like modern day times? It was so dumb. It was so dumb because they're like, who is fueling these petrol gas stations where you can find this gas? It just makes no sense. Like, I don't know. I hated it. It made me so angry. Okay.
And the best quote from Lydia.
Me? Okay.
Lydia turns to Diane and says, "Please tell me this is the end." And Diane says back, "Yeah, this is the end."
Yay!
the final
Speaking of
scene.
This Is the End, they had a song in here called In the End.
In the end.
which featured members of the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, and O-Town all singing
It's a
together.
catchy song.
When?
At the end.
At the end,
Like
when
in
they
the
were playing the
credits?
credits. Yeah.
We said this is the song.
They were like, "Don't you remember this song?" And I was like, "Sure."
In the end.
It doesn't even matter. That's not it. It's Linkin Park.
All right, Lydia, do you want to get
Alright.
into your thoughts?
Okay, well, okay. I have to say, on an acting, like, you know,
Spectrum?
yeah, like, I loved Apocalypta. She was
She was very
fantastic.
Good. Yeah.
Scary as hell. And, like, the only part that really disappointed me about her is when, like, the final face-off between Jack and Apocalypta, I'm just like, other than, like, smizing and, like looking evil, what can she actually do?
Mm-hmm.
Like herself, like 'cause she's not ripped, you know what I mean, like, or she didn't have like a weapon or anything. She was just like hey, hey, and I think she like nibbled him.
She got a knife at one point.
She had, yeah, and that was like a fake ass knife. Like you could tell that was like Dollarama quality
Yeah.
knife. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I liked her acting. I thought it was good.
She was creepy as hell.
So creepy. It was
And then was
wonderful.
that an actual language that she was speaking, or
I
was
have
it just
no
like
idea.
No, they said that she made it up.
Yes, because at the one point she's saying something, but she's saying 3 different things.
Yeah.
But the subtitle is just saying the same thing.
Yeah,
so just, like,
yeah. She was definitely making up. Yeah, but
yes,
like
she was
her.
she was very intense.
Yeah, like her and AJ, like
Stole the
AJ,
show, I
oh
thought,
my
yeah.
god, he was so good. Like I could see him being Joker, like if Hollywood allowed
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Like you know what I mean? Like cause he's got that like vibe. He's got that
The
what was it?
evil laugh.
Yeah, and like the remember when he had the alternate persona,
Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny
No Name?
yeah.
Like he has that vibe. I thought he
Mhm.
did phenomenal.
He likes to act and like
Yeah.
play different
He was
characters.
kind of like a clown. 'cause he
yes,
had
but like
his
an
paint
evil
and-
clown. But like
Yeah.
it
I
was
thought
good.
at one point something I noticed in this, like, I don't know, I feel like this is like the 5th time I've watched this movie. That they said that his father was a copperhead,
Yeah.
but his mother was like not. So I feel like he's like some woman banged a copperhead and made him, which
But,
is
like,
why
she
he's
said
so weird.
His dad was a doctor before he became a copperhead.
Yeah, and then he was trying to cure himself.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
I think that's what happened. Yeah, but like that was like those 2 actors phenomenal. Everybody else, thanks
I
for
feel
coming.
like the first
Whiskey
few times,
Joe,
Whiskey
come on.
Joe-
Whiskey Joe
was
Vuitton
not-
was good.
no,
Come on.
I don't think so. I think it was just like too.
It's constantly drinking and pissing is his like main
yeah,
thing.
it's a
I
shtick.
feel like the first time I watched it, I really enjoyed it. Watching him yesterday, I was just like, okay, I can
He
see
should have
how.
gone bigger with it.
And
You know
Nick's
what I mean?
outfit looked good on him.
Yeah. I mean, his acting was better than it was in The Pendant. Oh my
Well,
god.
that's not saying
That's
much,
like
but yeah,
100%,
I understand.
but-
But this character
Because
was
he's a
different.
likable character now, right?
Yeah,
And this
Yes.
character, he barely has. He just kind of walks around like, "Hey guys."
he's a cowboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Western
Oh my
cowboy.
god! Like he
was
doesn't. He's not supposed to be showing any emotion.
Like
he's supposed to be
loud,
like
right?
the
He's not supposed to be
cold, like,
loud.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like Jeff
So that's,
Timmons
like,
did
a little
well. He was very
easier.
like Jeff Timmons was a very straight character. He had a lot of lines.
He was very straight.
no, like he wasn't like playing
Not
a
gay
campy
at all.
He wasn't playing like a campy version like Vaquero. He was just
Yeah.
playing like a human being that's not insane.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, were they brothers with Nick Carter?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Jack and Billy.
Yeah, that's what. Those are like the whitest names ever. Oh my god.
Like the scene with Jack and Billy, that was like sweet. Like, oh, you're kissing him on the head.
I guess.
That
I
was
guess.
okay.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Right?
That's the only.
Okay, so those 2 guys are like my standout actors. The clothing was not period appropriate. It made me crazy upset because I'm just like,
There was
this
a
is not.
hodgepodge.
It is hodgepodge, totally. Because like he was like Jeff Timmons was wearing like a crisp, clean shirt. I'm just like, this is
His little like
post-apocalyptic.
American flag hat.
Yeah, I'm just like, this doesn't make it. You should be like dirtier.
Yeah, he was definitely not that dirty
and like
compared to everybody
ripped
else.
up because like you can't go to a grocery store and in post-apocalyptic thing get some Tide and be like, oh yeah, I'm looking good today. Like that's like, oh my god, it made me so angry. I'm like, this should be like Mad Max. Like I'm like, ah! Like I was like crazy. I like film a lot.
And Eric was wearing like friggin' like
He's a
Air Force
samurai.
Ones.
What is
like,
that?
He was
Yeah.
wearing like camouflage shorts, but the
Yeah.
top was supposed to be like samurai man. It was
I don't know. That was just, and that was cultural appropriation, which was really bad. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then, and then they were doing the obvious rip of Laura Croft because like big titties with like the gunslinging and like the, like holster.
and then
like,
she's going in front of Billy.
yeah.
And
Well, I
then
thought
it's
like,
like, why is she going first?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
And they
I'm like,
didn't have the
she's strong,
goggles,
right?
but she had sunglasses
yeah, everyone
on her
wore
head.
sunglasses and it was like super
On
sunny and
top
they're
of
like,
their
ugh.
heads.
And I'm just like, where are the sunglasses?
Yeah.
Like it was just like so
I guess that was
frustrating.
like the.
It's the look. I get
Yeah.
it's the look.
They had a couple. Her and Jeff had a couple where they're like, "Oh, let's circle around, holding
Oh,
on
they
to each
hugged,
other, and
yeah.
like hug and shoot."
It was almost like Mr. and Miss
Hug and
Smith.
shoot. Yeah, I know.
hug and shoot.
Oh my god. And then okay, so the guy from Crazy Town, that made me very happy, even though I'm like, where the fuck have you been,
Mm-hmm.
dude? Like where like
It was
and that was
almost
like
like
a one hit
Chris, eh?
wonder guy, eh?
Mhm.
Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar baby. So yeah, it was nice to see him, but also it's just like, dude, where the fuck you been?
Mm-hmm.
You know, make some more music, please. Anyways, so that made me angry as well. Ooh, I have a lot of anger today. Ooh,
raging.
okay.
eh?
Sorry.
He was very
Rage.
mad during
He
this
was
Yes.
movie.
rage.
Then the cultural appropriation, I already mentioned that. And then I did appreciate all the zombie women, and they were all different shapes and sizes, which I thought was very nice. And then even the zombie that killed Howie was a plus size was a woman. So I'm like,
Yes.
very nice. I appreciated that there was a lot of like, but obviously we all know why there was a lot of women zombies. It was because they're like, come down and film with all the boy bands, and like women are like, fuck yes, you know what I mean? So like, I get it.
If I was closer, too.
I would have
Yes,
taken.
I would totally have went if I was closer.
100%.
Lydia was also really mad because she feels like they wasted money on things that they didn't need to waste money
Yes,
on.
agreed.
Mhm.
Like shoot, I can't even remember though. But go ahead.
There was like a fire scene, and you were like, "Oh, this was a lot of
All
their
yeah,
the
budget."
budget went here.
Yes. Oh, and the guy jumping randomly.
Yeah.
Like they got him from like 6. And it was like an extra.
Oh yes, it was this
Yeah.
zombie that suddenly had like good mobility
And
he was,
jumping
like,
off
on
a
this-
tower onto
yeah.
their.
Yeah.
And like, but we saw like 3 different angles of him jumping, and I'm like, oh, that's where I went. And then, ooh,
But
right,
yeah, the random fire, and this guy's like covered in fire. Like, oh, where am I going?
Like,
Spinning.
there's a bunch
Oh,
right
because
there.
Whiskey Joe
That-
put his
yes,
whiskey in
yes,
through the
yes,
thing.
Yes, at the bar.
And then like the whole white statue of like they're supposed to be like Brazil or whatever, you know, like the Jesus
Yeah.
statue, but it was like a lady
it
statue.
was a lady
Mhm.
statue.
And I'm just like, oh, there's a fucking bunch of here we go again with the
I'm
same.
pretty sure the
drone
statue was
video.
probably this tall, and then they just,
Probably,
like,
Yeah.
probably, but like they did like the pan of like the drone video of like no one's there. I'm like, well, clearly there's a battle here,
Yeah.
so like this is reused footage. So I'm just like, I was like not happy. This movie was.
She
not
just felt
good.
like the money could have been better spent.
Yes, agreed. So, yes,
But
I
I
agree with
believe
myself.
they filmed it over 2 weeks. Was it?
They filmed
It was
it
a
really
very
quickly.
short
Yeah,
one.
14 days they would.
That's
they
very
said.
evident.
Yes.
Like Jesus
So
Christ.
the rest of the guys were having a fabulous time hanging out with each other, partying it up in the hotel and in town and stuff like that. Nick didn't get that because at the time, because he also had a lot of like the producer hats and all the other stuff going on.
Yeah.
So he was more in charge of that, but also Lauren had just become pregnant or was in her
Oof.
first trimester
I think she was like,
and
4 or
was
5 months.
sick
Ouch.
and nobody knew she was pregnant yet.
Right.
So he had to stay at
So
the
he
hotel.
was obviously staying at the hotel, helping Lauren with that, and then also trying to like get all this stuff together. But everybody else was having a grand old time.
Aw,
So like
poor
O-Town,
Nick.
Chris, like the rest of the Backstreet Boys.
So they were like explaining it at the con, and Nick's like, "Oh, I wasn't there."
They're
so
like,
I don't
remember
know."
when we did that? And he's like, no, I wasn't there.
Aw.
And they're like, yeah, and the shots parties every night and the whatever.
And then
they're
Nick's
just
like, "No, I wasn't there either."
But that, like, as a fan, that would have been a phenomenal experience.
Definitely.
You're in
Yes.
a little buttfuck Idaho town
a very
with all
small
these
town.
hot guys
yeah,
drinking and eating and have a good time, filming, like
Mhm.
getting dirty and not having to worry
Yeah.
about your makeup because you're covered in blood. Like
yeah,
that would have been
good
a really
times.
fun
It would have
time.
been fun. Yeah.
So, I mean, like,
100%.
it's kind of sad that
I
this is a one-time
wonder,
thing.
I wonder if any of the extras listen to this. If you do and you want to come and talk about your experience, that'd be great. So just shoot us a message. But Montana only has 34,000 people.
Is that a good or bad?
That's
math?
low.
That's really
Our
low.
town has 500,000.
Woo! Okay. That's
Our
yeah.
city, actually.
So
Yes.
yeah, we could have found them very easily if we went.
Yeah, so I mean, like that would have been fun, but I mean, obviously, 14 hours. My God,
Yeah.
that is
Each way.
14 hours is a flight to Japan, Shinzia.
Mhm.
Like that's insane. That's
I know.
insane.
You
So,
definitely would have had to do it over 2 days.
yeah, absolutely.
Didn't I know Josh back then? He likes to drive as much as far as
I
possible.
know. Too bad. Too bad.
But anyways, yes, it was fun. I think it's... Oh, Diane didn't say her...
Yeah, I know. We need your opinions, bud, because we got time.
Here's some inspiration.
Yeah. Well, I started the timer late, so
I'm like, we've only been talking for
No,
12
no,
minutes.
no.
Okay.
add like 30-ish minutes to that, or at least 20.
Yeah, we're at 40 on the clock there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first time I saw this, so like I don't think
Where did I
Chinzia
see this?
I don't think Chinzia talked about this.
Were we together?
So
I
Diane's
could have
gonna get
sworn we
into
went
that.
to Diane's house. No?
Where did it happen, Diane?
would you like to say it, or should I?
Oh my God, this is like the interrupter this day. Jesus.
Sophia was interrupting. I was quiet. I don't know where the hell we did this.
Okay, continue.
Anyways, so I know she did mention that the Asylum people took it over, and they're the people that did the Sharknado, and so those movies always premiered and aired and stuff on the Sci-Fi Channel. So this movie ended up, I don't know what its original like intent was supposed to be and how it was supposed to be released, but when it first got released, which was hilarious because I remember it was April 1st
Yes.
and we were like, is this a joke? But
Yeah.
anyways, they did release it on Sci-Fi, and it was like so annoying because like when they released it, Sci-Fi had just stopped airing in Canada, and like
yeah.
CTV made their own like channel of like they called it, I don't know, some,
CTV Sci-Fi, I think it was.
I don't think they called it Sci-Fi because that would be ripping off the
Oh,
old
okay.
channel. It's something very similar. And we were just like, son of a bitch, right? So then we had to like find some like friggin' I think I did some VPN thing so that then I could stream it on like a line or something, and I had it all set up to the
At your house,
TV
yeah.
and whatever. So we did watch it when it originally like premiered, like the original premiere date, and then we've watched it like a few times since. They don't
How
remember.
did we get this? Did we just order it? From...
They had it at Walmart. I remember we were like one day they were just like, "Hey, we're releasing the DVD," and we were like, "Can we get it in Canada?" And then we like went on Walmart.ca.
No, they didn't answer us, so we're just like, okay. So I just went to Walmart. I'm like, hello, do you have this? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then they had like a cardboard box, and I'm like, can you open this box and see what's in here? I'm like, oh, this is nice.
So then we just went to Walmart and bought it.
Nice.
And I believe that was like the only place you could get it, which was really random. Other people in the States might have been able to get it other places though. But that was just like kind of random a few months after it came out. So definitely when we got the DVD, we watched it. I think
your house, right?
because we wanted to see about the bonus features, which are really nothing.
Yeah. It was just a false advertising.
Was
for
there
that.
bonus features? I can't remember.
There is.
We
It
couldn't-
says right on the
We
box.
couldn't get on it because we lost the remote.
We didn't watch
yesterday.
them last night.
Okay, so it says behind the scenes, a look at the all-star pop music cast,
Was it?
the gag reel,
Oh,
and the
there wasn't that
trailer.
many
Yeah,
things.
but it wasn't really anything that exciting.
Yeah.
Mine is still like in the plastic.
Oh, but we
wrapping,
also
if you're
wanted
wondering.
to watch it because of the credits. Our names would be
Ah,
on there.
yes.
That's why
So
we
then
watched it.
circle back to the T-shirt one.
So
Yes.
I got the t-shirt one because it guaranteed me to be in the credits. But because the whole evil blessings thing and whatever,
the guy died.
He
they
was
gave
thinking
everyone
a thank
just
you,
everyone
yeah.
got to be a thank you. So
Yeah.
the $5 contributors got to be thank you'd, and I was just like, son of a bitch. But
I think Sophia gave more than $5.
I gave $10, bud.
I gave $5. 'cause
I
I'm a
gave
cheap ass.
nothing. 'cause I'm
but
And
if
I
you go
remember
to
the
the
only
Internet
reason-
Movie
sorry.
Database and you look up thank
Chantel's
yous,
always speaking.
their
to
names
them.
are there with a whole bunch of other people.
The only reason I gave the $5 was because I had $7 sitting in my PayPal account
Nice.
that I wanted to get rid of, and I was just like, let's have $7.
There you go.
And I was just like, there, now it's clear. Anyways, so we've watched it several times since. So we watched it when we got it on DVD, and then when we went to that first convention, I believe they were playing it after the Q&A thing.
Oh, yes.
And all the boys, like Nick and AJ
Oh my
and
god, look,
Chris.
Cynthia was part of the credits. Wow,
Wow.
her name is here. That's great.
Anyways,
Wow. Okay, continue, Diane.
went to do like photo ops, and so we were like sleeping and watching the movie in this like
Room?
Q&A room, like it was like a banquet hall kind of thing where
Okay.
you know convention
Conventions.
the way
yeah,
they
yeah,
set
yeah.
it up.
Yeah, yeah. Like a panel.
So I was
I
just
totally
like,
forgot
why
about
have I
that too.
seen this movie like 3 times?
See, we're all there.
Oh my god, I didn't pay.
Great. And then, so I feel like the first time I saw it, because I had obviously already seen The Pendant, my expectations were like extremely low.
Fair. Fair.
Right? So then I was like, wow, that was actually like better than I expected. You know, I was like, that actually wasn't terrible. You know, but then the more that I watched it, the more I realized it's still pretty bad.
Yes. It was only good in comparison to
But
something.
better than the pendant.
And the thing is, like, I'm kind of with, like, whatever, I think Chinzu was saying this, like, it's so gross. It's so, like, there's so much
Yeah.
blood and gore and killing, and, like, that is just not my thing.
It's not
No,
my jam.
yeah. Same.
You know what I mean?
Not
Like,
a vibe.
I like boy bands, okay? And I feel like I don't want to, like, generalize, and I don't want to, like, you know, put everyone into a group. But I feel like if you surveyed everyone who was, like, a boy band fan, most of them are not like, yes, I love horror movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Give us
those
some
two
romantic
things
comedies, baby.
don't
Yeah.
align.
Yeah.
Right? Like boy bands sing love songs and, you know, things like that. So yes, I prefer to watch like
A
romantic
rom-com?
comedies or
Agreed.
like musicals.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah.
But good.
I would
music.
love
I'm
to
not
see
the
Nick in
bird-
Bye Bye Birdie. That's like my dream
I
here.
don't
I want him to be Conrad Birdie. I think it would be funny.
I don't think he could.
Does he have the acting?
I think he could, because he's kind of like, it's like he sings.
Well,
Yeah,
that has
it's
to be like
kind
an Elvis type person, I guess.
Because you have to
I feel
be able
like he
to
could
act
play it.
too,
Do you
right?
think Joey Fatone would be better as a Conrad Birdie?
Well, yeah, but I mean, not a hot one. Just a,
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
The
what
thing
I think.
about this movie is,
Okay.
just
Conrad
to
is hot and
summarize
dumb.
my thoughts
Yes.
before Chinzia goes on a rant
Correct.
about Bye
Done.
Bye Birdie,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
I'm circling back to the topic,
Please do. Yes.
is that you have to take this movie for what it is, okay?
What is
like
it?
when you watch when you watch Sharknado, you're not expecting it to be good.
Like a quality-
True.
The point
Yeah.
of those movies is that they're so bad that they kind of like circle back to being good.
Mm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like how a pug is so ugly it's cute.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And I feel like that was the goal of this movie. Like when Asylum took it over, they were like, this is awful. So awful that we're going to make it good.
Right.
Like it's kind of just going to be, like it's kind of supposed to be very campy, very like a play on everything, not super serious. Like, yes, it's a zombie Western, and it's like a lot of, as I just said, things
Yeah.
I hate, like killing and gore and
Eating
all
fingers.
that. Yeah, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
You know?
gross. That was gross.
So gross.
Yeah.
And blood is like, ugh.
Yeah, I hated it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but like, it's also supposed to be a joke.
Mhm.
Snakes on a plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's kind of, I feel like it's supposed to live in that realm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so if you know that going in, then you can maybe appreciate it more. And
Mm.
compared to the other movies that we reviewed earlier this month, it's fun just to see all the different like 90s stars
Yeah.
in the same movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that alone kind of just makes this more like, oh, it's fun. It's
Yeah.
like oh,
Yeah.
look at
And
all your favorite boy banders like
Mm.
killing people.
Because this will
like,
probably never happen again. So
No.
that's great.
well,
to
there
see.
can't be a sequel because they
they're
all
all
died.
Well,
But they could use them together for something else, right?
yes.
A whole different movie.
There could be a prequel.
Nick could
Yeah.
write something else.
Or is he like over his like filmmaking phase?
I
No, I
feel
think
like
so.
he's in very much in a dad phase and
Yes.
in a I'm gonna be on Twitch phase.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, and then they're all kind of on hold because of the DNA thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I feel like A, once we get through COVID, and B, maybe when his kids are a little bit older and whatever, we could get back into this.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like the joy of being a Nick fan is following his journey of what he's interested in at that point in time.
Yeah,
This is
'cause he's
true.
always
So it's because
so
we're always
different.
like, he's like, hey guys, I'm gonna try something. I'm like, okay, buddy, go for it. We're gonna follow you. You do what you got to do.
That's
And
right.
he generally finishes all the projects that he starts, unlike
AJ.
other members of his band.
Shade.
Who starts things and never
Shade.
finishes.
That's the
That's the
tea.
I'm just saying that he follows through most of the
He
time.
does. He does.
So unless it's like super out of his control, he doesn't just get bored with a project and take off.
Yeah. Fair. Fair.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's fun that he kind of mixes it up, and then there was some music in this one. Sure, it was not scuzzy bathroom sex music.
Yeah.
Dizzy dancing.
It was
there.
entertaining.
Dizzy
Yeah.
dance.
Oh god. No, really. Don't watch Vampire Birds.
So are we gonna
Vampire
do the
Birds,
three? Out of the three, we're gonna rank them. Are we doing that? Or
Okay,
we don't
sure.
care about
Yeah,
that?
but we
can't go lower than 0.
No, not like
I don't know.
put
No,
the
like-
3 movies in order of
Like,
your
remember how we
favorites.
do
I
it for like top
can't.
3 songs?
I know, they're just all
They're all
awful.
so bad.
They're all
I'm
so
gonna.
awful.
All right, so I will rank. So
Okay.
obviously, I'm gonna put Dead Seven first,
Yeah.
based on the fact that Chris is in it, O-Town is in it. So I feel like this kind of bonded them together a little bit because I don't think all the boy bands really knew each other as much.
Because
Mhm.
Luke kept them apart.
So I feel
Yeah.
like I like that. That brought them
And it
to
was
conventions.
competition a lot. So
Yeah.
So and this one is the most actual movie of them all. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's like an hour and a half or whatever. It actually
In a
has
DVD case.
kind of a plot. It's yes. The Pendant is my second favorite. Again, because Nick is in it, and that was a good time. And then pretty much any other movie, and then Vampire Bird Serenade was
Awful.
And
Awful.
maybe I just need to watch it drunk. or
No,
No, we don't need to
really,
do
no,
that
not,
again.
I do not want to waste my life
No more.
energy on
It's
that.
an hour
again.
and 16 minutes. We're not getting back.
Never,
never
no.
doing
Okay,
that
so I
again.
mean,
So that's my thing. So
So I'm agreeing with your choices because I believe this one is the best one out of the three.
yeah.
Pendant is obviously better than Burt Serenade, whatever the fuck
That was
movie
awful.
is.
Herbert.
Yeah,
Awful.
and then that one is not even on the
Yes.
list, really.
Like,
So
I would rank it if I had to rank it.
You're gonna go pendant because it was shorter.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, no, Dead 7 was better. Dead 7, Pendant, Gigli, which was
Gigli is the worst
and then Vampire Bird. I hated Gigli so
Oh my
much.
God,
That has
okay.
nothing to do with boy bands at all. But that was
Gigli
just
rhymes with really.
the worst movie I've ever seen in my
Such
life.
a terrible movie.
And I've seen The Piano.
mm.
Like, that was awful too. But yeah.
I just remember when
ugh.
Gigli came out, it was all like the critics said it was terrible. I was like, oh, critics always criticize
It's like,
things.
the Jennifer Lopez and Ben are in love. And they
we
were
were
just
like,
like,
whatever. And I had a coupon
"Ugh."
from a cereal box. We're like, ah, buy one, get one free tickets. Cool. There were 7 of us in the theater, and then we're just like,
This is just the
and then
worst
we're like,
movie. Don't
no.
go into detail about the
we
movie.
could also
please?
no, I'm not going into detail
Okay.
of the gobble gobble.
Sorry.
But just like, yeah, it was just like this couldn't possibly get worse, and then it did, and I was just like, I paid money, I'm not leaving. So
Worse than Olive Juice?
I never watched all
Yes.
of
Olive
this.
Juice
I need to
is
watch that one,
bad.
actually.
you know what? Maybe we should watch a few more. So if you guys know any other boy band movies, I got Joey
We should
McIntyre and
watch
Tony and Tina's
Justin
wedding. Not
Timberlake's
good.
movie.
Good.
Oh, Model Behavior?
Yeah.
You said you wanted to kill yourself watching that
that's a
movie.
good
terrible
one.
movie. We also bought Joey in the Fantastics. So I've
Mhm.
never watched that. It's still
On
in
the
package.
Line?
On the line.
I've seen
Yes.
On the
Have
Line.
you seen On the Line?
Back
I
in
think
the day.
you made us watch
Yeah,
it,
you
yes.
did. Yes. I was
So
there.
yeah, there's
also
other
terrible. All of these movies, spoiler alert, suck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Maybe new
but-
kids can pull one out of the bag.
Model
I
Behavior
think-
wasn't that bad, if I recall.
I don't think
I
I've
feel
seen
like
that
I
one.
watched. I feel like it was okay.
It was on ABC.
Wasn't
back in
one
the
of them was
day.
a model and one of them was a regular schoolgirl and they switched or something?
One of them was a singer,
yeah, I don't know.
and then one of
those.
them was a model.
Anyways, but if you have any favorite, I guess Kevin's also been in one called like the Casserole Club. I think that's like a sexy.
Do we
orgy
want
movie.
to put ourselves
I
in
don't.
that predicament
And
again?
then there was another one where he's a
Like-
sperm donor or sleeping with
What?
somebody.
How many movies did Kevin do?
He did 3.
When he took his time off from the Backstreet Boys, he thought it would be good to pursue his acting career.
And those are the movies he chose.
Yes.
He was in Chicago for a while.
That's true,
On
yes.
like a
Broadway.
traveling
They
like,
had it coming.
Broadway show.
Oh, was he in
And
Chicago?
apparently he was pretty good in that.
Okay.
He was Billy Flynn.
Yes.
Okay.
Chicago.
Thank
In
you.
New York City.
Correct. Okay.
Anyways.
He did some shows in Toronto too, no?
And I
Yes.
feel like Joey McIntyre does a lot of Broadway, and I wouldn't mind going to see him if
Yeah.
the borders ever open up again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Nick was in. Sorry, Aaron was in the Fantastics, but
Which is Sophia and I went
We
to go
went
see,
a
and that's
few
why I
times.
bought the Joey McIntyre DVD on the way back.
On the bus.
On the bus, I was like, "Oh, Amazon! I will buy this movie," and then I never watched it.
Anyways.
Fair enough. Yes.
That's Dead 7. Let us know your thoughts. What have you watched it? What did you think?
Should it be the blessing? Should that come back from the dead?
Yes. We should.
So
He should
tweet
do
Nick.
the script for that one.
We should
see
tweet
how
Nick
it
about
is.
it.
Make sure you tune in next week for our
Spookiness?
finale to spooky season.
Woo!
And
Although I guess that would be sad.
until then, thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.